My name is Ice Perry, and this is the real Desert Dogs.
Hello, Desert Dogs and Desert Bitches.
No.
What? Hello, Desert Dogs and Desert Bitches.
What's up, bitches? No.
We are, this is the trip. We're in Death Valley right now. Right now I'm actually following Richard Elliott. He thinks that he found some sort of mining camp or the ruins of some sort of town that no one has ever heard of before. We'll see what happens. If it's what we think it is, then hey, that's the Desert Dogs discovery. And if not, then that's all Richard. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, so Richard, here we are. We're at the location. Maybe you could tell our viewers a little bit about what's happening?
Well, as your Desert Dog historian, I've reached a dilemma of what have I found out here. At first I thought it was a mine because of the materials that I found out, like a water tank we're going to see and all. And on the topo map here, we are now right here along Highway 190, and we're getting ready to go back into beyond Black Point to that big rock in the distance. And I have researched there several different times over the years and found old bottles, old cans and glass, and I can't figure out, the time frame doesn't fit like a mining camp. You know, when you find a mining camp, all the tin cans all date like between 1942 and 48, so you know this mining camp, whatever the name is, until you find out what it is a mining camp. But the trash that I've been finding out here, like a mining camp, is bottles dating anywhere from 1943 all the way to 1970 something, so it kind of doesn't make sense. And where I found the water tank, and we'll see it, doesn't make sense where it's at, that there's no level area. And I have found no springs. I've walked back in there 3 miles and found no springs, so I can't figure out what's the water tank doing out there. Where's the mine that used the water? So that's what we're here for. 6 heads are better than one. Trying to figure out what am I looking at out here. I'm missing something. There's something about this site.
All right, we're gonna investigate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Want to talk about some biology, some plants? Get your ass over here. But this right here is all natural. This probably came from like some sort of pyroclastic flow from volcanic activity, and the reason I could tell that because all these like small, I mean these like they're jagged. They're not like water rounded or anything like that. They're just jagged. So it was just like a whole volcanic explosion that deposited this here. And then over the years, you know, you have flash floods and other rain events that kind of carve it out. And then naturally you have like certain plant species that have adapted to these type of conditions. And one of those is this right here, which unfortunately I can't tell the difference. The only thing I could tell about it is that it's in the Asteraceae family. I believe it's in the Asteraceae family. I'm probably wrong about that too, to be honest. But we have technology nowadays, so we can take pictures and then cross-reference them and actually figure out what it is. This one could very well be a rare plant endemic to Death Valley, and maybe even endemic to this type of habitat out here. And I mean, these are the only plants seen in this whole area for this one, so it could be.
All right, Richard, what do you got over here?
This was the first thing that I thought had something to do with mining, because they use water in mining. And this old water tank called Rook, R-O-O-K company, is from Los Angeles. Now it's in this arroyo. So it must have fell off of a flat area, but there's no terraced or flat area for that to sit upon. And since they need water in mining, I walked way back 3 miles. There are no springs back in here, so I couldn't figure out where they got the water to do any mining. I don't see any mining camps, mining buildings, no adits or tunnels. But this was the first thing I thought, this has something to do with mining probably. So it's an old water tank, but there's no level area up here at all that it may have sat on, and the wind blew it down over the years into here. So that's another one of the mysteries of this mystery point in Death Valley.
Oh, he fell. You found a bone though.
We found a bone.
Interesting. Anything of biological significance inside there?
Yeah, there's a wood rat nest in here. A rodent in the genus Neotoma. I think desert wood rat. I'm not sure what this species is. You can see evidence of that because there's little bits of feces everywhere, and then just like a bunch of twigs that were carried here from somewhere else. On the other side where you guys are at, like near where Boo found that bone, you could see kind of like the entrance of it. But it made its home in here, just like it does with anything else, and you know, any other opportunistic dwelling space in the desert that's left behind by people. You know, we've seen old cars with wood rat nests in them. Like, it's almost like sure thing. Like once a car is left out here, a wood rat's gonna take advantage of it.
So do they use it as a sheltering?
They use it as a shelter.
They have a natural instinct and not a shelter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Wow. They're pretty rat too. They don't look like nasty New York city rats. They're more elegant.
Oh hey, what is this?
This might be the site I was looking for at the end of the peak over there. Here is that little bottle. Somebody has moved stuff around though, but this is that little bottle with the W on it. I'll get it to look toward you. There you go. That's the little medicine bottle from 1946. Some of the other stuff is gone. And just a quick lesson on reading bottles. That's a champagne bottle. On the bottom, they call a heel when you're doing bottles. And there are markings. You can't read them real well here. But there's like a B with a circle. Now I have a bottle dating book that identifies when these kind of bottles were made, who manufactured them. So that's what I look for when I come out here, that to help me identify the age dating of this camp. This stuff has been moved around. And I've seen in this, there's bottles in different levels over there. Like it would be like in Egypt when you're looking for some ancient things and there are levels of, well, 2,000 years ago this was here, and 1,800 years ago this is here. But that don't make sense because Death Valley became a monument in 1933, so there wouldn't be 1,000 years old of buried trash like this, bottles coming out the side of the mountain. And that's what's sort of confusing, and they're in whole condition, like some of these here. So that's part of my mystery of this spot. It doesn't act like a mine.
Here, stay right there.
Okay.
Because you kind of see it in the background a little bit. Or... Okay, go.
Okay. We're standing on a 2-track road, and ISIS is walking up it right now. And that was the mystery, why I call this a mystery site, because the 2-track road is not showing on the topo map. And ISIS is definitely walking in an old 2-track road. What's up, Steve?
Hey Richard, I'm just noticing how everything here is striated, like it's been worked over by a bulldozer or something. It doesn't seem natural.
No, it's not natural geologically because the mountain runs this way. And all these striations are running this way.
This is very engineered.
And they're equally spaced. So what do you think these striations are that you found then?
It seems to me like this is a landfill.
Huh.
Look at this. There's been a bulldozer over this.
Yeah, they're equally spaced, and they're coming only in one direction. I feel stupid. All these years, I thought this thing was a mine site, but I was puzzled by the trash being, the bottles being dated on them from 1940s to the 1970s. There's no mine out here that's lasted that long, so.
Well, it's really interesting. We're only a couple of miles away from
Stovepipe
Wells.
Well.
Yeah.
This is a dump site.
This seems to be a dump site for stovepipe wells.
That makes sense finally. That's why I needed the desert dogs to come out here and help me figure out what am I seeing. I've been here 3 times and it just doesn't make sense as a mine. So we have found a dump site, not a mining site. It's still fun. I've had years of looking through here trying to figure it out and find these, like this old beautiful bottle here, in perfect shape. And it's from, looking at the heel markings.
Is it plastic or is it?
It's glass.
Glass?
Solid glass. It's a liquor bottle.
Yeah, it's probably like vodka or something. Yeah.
It's made by the GC company, which I do have paperwork on GC. Yeah.
So that's coming from like what, the Stovepipe Wells restaurant?
Yeah, the restaurants, the hotel. That's why that old stove was over there. Old stove. So here's the GC, which that one looks more like this than this one. And GC stands for Glass Containers Incorporated from 33 through 1955. Then they moved to Fullerton, California. And then they were operative beginning in 1959 upwards. And that's why these dated trash is not mining trash, but that's how I help look for identification marks on old bottles and cans that I shoot out here. And this is one of the companies that I found that bottle and traced it to.
Okay. Yeah, they use little backhoes to drag the...
What are they farming over here?
Glass. They're making glass out here, and these are all of the bottles that were defects, and they're apparently alcoholics, and they use a lot of skincare, makeup, and drink vodka, and grade their stupid glass farm.